Greetings and welcome in. This is Not All There. I'm Chad. I am your host, and I'm happy to be here with you. Before I get to the lead in of today's conversation, a quick plug for me. I am a sobriety and recovery coach. You can find out more about what that is, what it means, and how I can help you or a loved one. Go to soberchad.com, If you want to email me directly, chad@soberchad.com. That's chad@soberchad.com. On the episode that you're about to listen to, it's me and William Person. And William is a former Team USA bobsledder, a 9-time team member of Team USA bobsledding. He is a former Division I athlete, and he is an advocate for brain health, brain injuries. He has been diagnosed and is living with CTE, and we'll get into the weeds about what that is and how it affects him. He's also discovered a treatment that helps him to live a somewhat normal day-to-day life without the debilitating effects from his brain injury. We get into the secrecy behind the CTE epidemic, really, that is happening right now. And it's a very fascinating and very heartfelt conversation. He is more than just a former athlete. He is an advocate. He has many, many talents, many skills. He is an awesome, wonderful person, and he is living in a life of recovery, recovering from brain injuries that he sustained during his career. I am going to step aside, and we are going to get into a wonderful conversation again with William Person. All right, welcome in, everyone. I am here with William Person. I'm very excited to have him be a part of the program today. William is he's a former 9-time Team USA bobsled athlete, and he is out. He's on a major mission to bring awareness and hopefully treatments and recovery options to those who are challenged with CTE. And there's no one better to explain who he is, what he's doing, and why he's doing than William himself. So, William, please let us know, who are you and what are you up to?
Well, yeah. First of all, thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
I love what you guys are doing.
Thank you.
Well, I'm a 9-year Team USA athlete. I started around 1999-ish. And I raced to around 2007 was my last year. And yeah, I raced for 9 years, just representing our country, just enjoying life. But when I started the sport, I actually had already owned a youth treatment facility for kids. Teenagers, put more teenagers. It was the first ever independent living transitional housing program for the state of Utah. And matter of fact, it was so new that they opened me as a poly program. So, but I've run other units for mental health, and that's just my thing. I love mental health, just helping people.
First off, I lived in Salt Lake City for like 6 months in the early 90s. Where are you in Utah?
Oh, wow, man. My facility was in Provo. It was like inpatient.
Okay.
Yeah, I lived in Provo. I lived in Orem.
All right.
I lived in Salt Lake a little bit here and there, and Park City, because of course the Bobsled team, we had a house up there.
Dude, yeah. I spent a winter working at Park City at Deer Valley.
Oh, Deer Valley. Yeah, absolutely. I've never been to Deer Valley, but I've been past Deer Valley.
Yeah, well, this was, like I said, in the early 90s, and it was pretty pretentious then. I can only imagine what it's like now.
Oh, my, it's changed so much. It's
dude.
crazy.
It's wild. Yeah. I actually sold lift tickets at I don't know, it was like the second or third Sundance Film Festival. There was like 100 people there. I was like,
wow.
Yeah, it was really weird. Okay. What led you then? How did you end up getting into the mental health field? Was it something that, you were drawn to, or was there a family member or a friend who maybe, you noticed something and you wanted to be able to offer assistance and help to them and possibly by extension, other people?
Well, actually, when I was in college, I was studying electrical engineering, to be honest. And I got to the point where I was
Sure.
like, I do not want to sit behind a desk the rest of
Yeah.
my life.
Right.
And so I switched at the last minute. I had a minor in sociology. So, but I enjoyed it so much, just learning about people and why people do what they do, groups of people. And so I just finished with sociology. I put all my energy over there. And when I was at an internship, I didn't know there was kids on parole and probation. There were
Mm,
minors, like
yeah.
13, 14. I was like, whoa. And I didn't know what I wanted to do with that degree. I thought I wanted to be a parole officer. That's what I was really going for.
Okay.
And then when I saw these kids who needed help, I wound up levitating toward that. So I started working in a group home. Right after I left college, I was trying to figure out, because I was going to go back and do my master's, but I wasn't sure yet. And then I found a job at the weirdest place, San Juan King County Mental Health Department.
Where's
It's
that?
the first mental health facility west of the Mississippi River. It's in Stockton, California.
Oh
So
boy.
all the
Okay.
people who's having these problems with the brain, they flocked there for help. So I cut my teeth learning about people with depression, bipolar, schizophrenia. Uh, we had people in there who criminally insane would come through for court evaluations. And every now and then, this is the worst one ever. I hate to even say this one out loud, but there were still people walking around back then who had lobotomies.
Yeah.
That is the creepy one.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude, that
I
is not good.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
to mention you were in Stockton, California, but
yeah. I mean, I love that place. I had
did
so
you?
much fun
Okay.
there. I love that
All
place. Yeah,
right.
it
Good.
was a big
Good.
step up coming from the Midwest at that time.
Yeah, where in the Midwest did you come from?
St. Louis.
Oh, okay.
St.
Yeah.
Louis. Yeah.
I'm just up the road in Evanston, Chicago. So
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So you cut your teeth here in this facility in Stockton, California. How long were you there for?
Uh, Probably 2 years, and then
Okay.
I went away to college. And when I finished, I came back. So I
So
spent another
you
2 years.
did that before you went to undergrad then? Like this is
Yeah,
pre-college?
I was at a junior college. Yeah, doing
Okay, doing the elect.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, the
Okay.
long story is I signed a scholarship with a school in the South, and when I went there, it was
Yeah.
kind of a mess down there. Matter of fact, the man to women ratio, it was like for every, let me see, for every one guy, no, six guys or nine guys, maybe it was maybe nine guys, it was one girl.
Oh, Jesus.
And it was like, whoa, what
Whoa,
is this
whoa.
place, you know?
Yeah, no.
So, but
That's
also
that's not
I
good.
was supposed to transfer to the University of Tennessee the next year,
Mm,
but all the classes they gave me was like freshman orientation 1, 2, and 3. Like none of it was going to transfer. So I was like, why am I wasting a year here?
yeah.
So they wouldn't release me from scholarship. So I had to go to junior college to get my associate to go back Division 1.
What
And
so were you a Division 1 athlete then?
well, I would have been, but like I didn't want to go to college. Like I didn't think I was smart
Mm,
enough to go to college.
yeah.
And recruiters kept coming. I was blowing them off. I didn't want to go. Like you got the wrong guy. I'm not a scholar. Like what do you mean?
What
You know,
sport? What sport was it?
track and field.
Oh yeah, what event?
I was a sprinter, long jumper, 400, 200. I did it all.
Yeah, I was a
High school, we ran an 800 here and there.
oh
So,
nice. I was a jumper and occasionally the 4x400, which I hated, but
oh, that was my favorite.
oh,
4x4 is my favorite.
I was kind of a smart ass on the team, so I think that it's like you get the second leg, Johnson, go. I'm like, oh, I don't even know what I'm doing.
That's the best leg, though. That's the best leg.
I know.
Second or third. Yeah.
Yeah, but I learned that the hard way. Anyway,
Yeah.
so okay, so you end up and you're in the mental health field
Yeah.
and trial by fire more or less. And so then you end up going to college. Now, where did you go to college for this undergraduate degree?
Well, I did my associate degree at Delta College,
Okay,
Stockton, California.
sure.
And then I committed to UC Berkeley, so all the schools stopped calling.
Nice.
We had a big track meet. They had a brand new track at San Jose Junior College. It was a
Mhm.
brand new track. It was smooth. It didn't have a little bumps on it yet, right?
Yeah.
Conference championships coming around. It's raining. I go to long jump. I plant. My foot slides. I hyperextend that knee, and
That was
man,
it.
yeah, that was a wrap. My knee was like
Oh,
huge, and so Berkeley would still pay for school for me, but not housing. housing in Berkeley was
Outrageous, man.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that was in the 90s. So
Oh, I guess it
I
was
can
better.
imagine what it is now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
So
last school that would gamble on me was Weber State University. There was a couple other ones, but I chose that one.
okay,
Yeah.
that's a good school. It's I mean that the valley out there, up and down from so Weber State's in Orem, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's
No,
yeah.
no, Ogden.
Ogden. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's up the north. So yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, Damian Lillard came out of there.
That's right,
I
man.
don't have to explain where Weber State is anymore. Like
No, you
people,
don't have to. I know. See,
yeah,
I grew up in Oregon and dyed in the wool Trailblazer fan. So yeah,
yeah.
I'd even heard of it before he showed up, and I was like,
Wow.
that's where he came from.
Yeah.
So so you're doing this work in the mental health field, and is that sort of when did you open up these facilities for the youth? Was this prior to joining Team USA?
Yeah, actually, I was open for 2 years before I joined Team USA for bobsledding. But I did a movie. You ever seen a movie called Jerry Maguire?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I did football stuff, the choreographed stuff for that
Oh
movie.
really? For
Yeah.
Were you
Yeah.
Rod Tidwell's stunt double?
No, actually, I was the one playing across from him.
Oh, were you really?
Yeah, I played 5 different characters. I played 5 different characters, and they put uniform on me and
Yeah.
just, I'm making these guys look like they're, real
Yeah.
athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like, have you seen Rocky 3 when Apollo and Rocky are running down the beach?
Yeah.
Carl Weathers, former NFL linebacker, and you can tell he's like,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
trying real hard not to run fast. So,
Yeah.
what inspired? Okay, so you obviously you cut your teeth, you meet, you learn all this in the facility in Stockton. So, and you go to college in Ogden at Weber State. So when did you open up your first facility? You mentioned before I think we got started, you were more or less a pilot program, right? Was it
Yeah.
a county or a state-based pilot program? How did that all get started? State. Okay, so the
Yes.
state of
Yeah.
Utah was like, we've got something we need to do here, right?
Yeah. It was. I used to run another unit. I was training at Arizona State at the time under a guy named Tom Doyle. And I took a job while I was down there. They need to keep some money coming in.
Yeah.
And we had these kids coming from Cook County, Chicago. Now, Cook County, Chicago can't have locked RTCs, but you can in Arizona. So they flew their kids there, and I helped run that unit over there. And what I noticed, these kids did really great. But some of them had murder raps already, 15, 16 with murder raps. And so, like, they do good in the program. We send them right back in the community, and I watch them fail one by one. And I was just like, wow, this company just made crazy money off these kids. And we're not really investing the money back. So I left Arizona and I went back to Utah. And actually, I was on the set of any given Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And Oliver Stone, they hand me this script thing that I'm looking at. And I was like, I looked in the mirror. I said, what am I doing here? I said, my passion is helping kids. It's what I want to do. So I went to the store and I bought a computer. Went back to Utah, bought a computer, and I wrote this program, presented it to the state of Utah, and opened as a pilot program. And that was a wrap after that. So I was about 28, 27, 28, somewhere in that age range, which is crazy because these kids call me dad pretty much. And here I am.
Right.
I'm not even 10 years older than some of these guys.
Right.
Yeah. And, yeah. It didn't hit me back then, but over the years, like getting older, I'm thinking back like, whoa.
Right.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah. No, like seriously, good on you, man. There's I mean, you're walking the walk, you're doing the real work, and it's important because you mentioned something just a second ago about how these facilities make so much money off of those kids, and just it's across the board. These facilities for any kind of mental wellness treatment, recovery treatment, so many of these treatment facilities are nothing but cash cows for larger companies, and it's making things worse, not better. And it's really difficult to cut through a lot of the noise that's out there when you're trying to do something as an independent or somebody that's actually living with what you're trying to help somebody with, because it's not this it's not really this money making idea. It's like, well, but I mean, money's nice. I mean, the way we're set up, we have to have money, man. I gotta have a place to live and food to eat and a bed to sleep in. But I mean, like, there's nothing that there's not enough money to pay for the feeling that you get when you help somebody get right in their life. A friend of mine
Yeah,
once said, save a life, save a world. And I didn't get it at
yeah,
first, but then it's like by
yeah,
extension, you save that person's world. A
yeah,
parent has their children and their parents and their loved ones. And if something happened and they left, that circle, then that world can be damaged, if not destroyed. So doing
yeah.
what you're doing it's awesome. And to have an understanding of that at such an early age really speaks to you as a person. So
It got me in trouble though. So my heart, man. I'll be honest. Like
yeah.
I'll tell you this one. There's one company I ran in Utah. Matter of fact, it's the largest agency in the world. They had so many facilities. When they bought our facilities, the government blocked it because of anti-trade stuff.
Oh geez.
So yeah, I'm running this place, and like the laws, like when I took it over, like it was a mess. It was like riots in there, and there was all kind of stuff going on. And when I came in, I took over and I cleaned it. And the thing of it is, when I cleaned two things happened. Those kids were used to being there, and they're gonna stay there until they age out. But that's not what the law states. I teach the kids the law. I say, listen, the law states we have to remove you from when you're doing well in treatment to the least restrictive environments where they'll institutionalize you. And some of the kids didn't listen. Some of the kids did listen. Some of the ones who did listen, guess what? Those doors start to open up.
Yep.
Then a company got mad at me because now they can't jail these kids anymore. And like, it's like, wait a minute, they're doing good. Don't write that report. Like, listen, I'm gonna tell the truth in the report.
Yeah.
I have to. I'm not gonna keep a kid locked up. Like, yeah. So it was you run into them facilities and they're there, and it's horrible. And I eventually had left. I just
yeah. I mean, well, that's a topic for an entirely another episode. But the
yeah.
yeah the prison system around here is anyway. We don't need to get into that.
Yeah.
Not right now. But so when did you get invited to join Team USA, or was it something that you pursued?
No, yeah. I got tricked.
Yeah.
Just like everybody else got tricked. I got tricked.
Sucker.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I was training at BYU at the time. I'm just still running track. Just my last couple of years. I'm about to wrap it up soon. My phone rings. They're having tryouts for the 2002 Winter Olympics coming around in a couple of years, and NBC was covering this tryout. And I remember like this thing called the Wild World of Sports, where they show the agony of defeat.
Agony of defeat. The dude coming off the off the jump. Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I want anything to do with Winter Olympic stuff. Like but the truth is, like, I did make the national team as on the summer games, and you train your whole life for that, and you don't get it. I said, well, what if I do the tryout, and maybe I could find a sponsor and race a couple more good years, So I'm open. So I go to the tryout, and what they do when I get there, they take this treadmill and they put it like kind of like this. They put it on the highest elevation.
Okay.
Yeah. Then they have some bobsled handles taped on the rails for the bobsled. So I got to hold these handles, and then there's a what do they call it thing? It's like a computer hooked up to this thing. I've never seen anything like this before.
Like a monitor of sorts kind of thing. Yeah.
It's a computer so they can punch in 10 miles an hour and it automatically goes to 10 miles an hour. All right.
Whoa, like from Jump Street. Okay.
From Jump Street. So as soon as they cut that thing on, the faster I start running on it, the quicker it gets to 10 miles an hour, and they time it. So I watched the first quite a few people go through it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just watching these guys, right? So like I said, NBC is there. They got these hot lights and cameras on us. So it's my turn. When I did it and I got off of it, this guy, his eyes were like the size of like softballs. So I knew I did really good or really bad. I didn't know.
Right. What are they?
Because I didn't know anything about the sport. So he puts his arm around me and he's like, "Hey, buddy, if I offer you $50,000 for the next 3 months, would you race on my team?" And at that time, I'm a businessman. I own a treatment facility, and I gave him an educated answer. If it's a fair price, but if not, we can, renegotiate later.
Yeah.
And, but in the back of my head, I'm thinking 50 grand for 3 months. Yeah.
Yeah, especially back when is this, like 99? You said 2000.
Yeah.
That's bad, man.
You're going to write that check right now for me, buddy. Can we get this out the way? So this is the crazy part. That was a Wednesday. We go to the bobsled track on that Sunday. And as soon as I get off the truck that's taking us to the top of this mountain, one of my old teammates from Weber State is there, Bill. He's like, man, I've been trying to call you. Where you been? We'll see if you want to race on our team. So this driver, he panics. He's like, hey, buddy, don't leave me. I'll get you more money. Yeah. So
wow.
I'm in heaven. Like, okay, this is going to be good.
Yeah.
But what I realized is like NASCAR was building the bobsleds at that time. A guy named Jeff Bodine. So
Oh, yeah, I know the Bodines. Yeah.
Yeah. So our sleds were shaped like NASCARs. This guy's sled was shaped like I always say it was like an AMC Pacer. It had like a bubble on the top of it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't aerodynamic. And no matter how fast I pushed them, the girls were beating us to the bottom of that hill. So I quickly found out he didn't have equipment. He didn't have any money. He didn't have any sponsors. And by the time I figured it out, we're into that same following that. So that was a Wednesday we started. So we're going into the following week, right? I wound up racing with another team. We won the America's Cup medal. NBC ran that story, and I stuck around for 9 more years. So it was something different, new, exciting. I got to represent my country on the highest level, and just yeah. So but I got tricks just like everybody else did,
Yeah. Oh, man, dude, just goes to show, man. It's hook or crook. It's how they always get you. So I'm curious about when did you start to notice something may have been different? But before we get to that, like, I grew up in the 90s playing football, and the getting your bell rung was just sort of like, oh, it was almost like a rite of passage. Like, oh, you got that out of the way. So when you're training for bobsledding, is that just kind of a common thing? Like getting your bell rung a couple of times during the training day or something? I mean, because my understanding of CTEs, it's not necessarily the level of the concussion or injury that you get. It's the repeated banging, the repeated hits that you take from it. And I would have to imagine between the getting tossed around in the sled plus anytime you get knocked over. I mean, so is that sort of my kind of on the right path and thinking that's how it goes?
Yeah, but there's a few other variables in there. You ever go to a lake early in the morning and the water's calm? It's like glass, right?
Yeah, right.
So when we're racing World Cup on those days, the ice might be like that. Like it's really smooth, it's gonna be fast. But if there was like a few bumps in there, so when you go across it with the vibrations, it's equivalent to somebody just, it was like the shaking baby syndrome, where they just shake the baby.
So your brain's just like
yeah. And then and then the G-force exposure. Like they told us we were pulling 4 Gs, but there's an article that came out. Somebody tested the track in Canada, and there were spikes of 84.5 Gs.
It's that intense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
Yeah, matter of fact, there was a study that came out last December. It was the fighter pilots. So we do VIP rides. So one time we took the fighter pilots down, right? And so I remember that day because I did 6 trips. This stands out to me in my career. I took 6 trips that day. They took 1. And when they got out of the sled, the fighter pilots were kind of rattled. And I was thinking, wait a minute, they pull more G's than us. Why are they rattled? Like, that doesn't make sense to me.
Exactly.
But everybody ever seen get out of that sled was rattled if they were like a newbie or something. So I'm thinking, okay, man. Yeah. So that article came out. They have the same exact symptoms as the bobsledders, like from the suicides to suicide attempts, Parkinson's, the whole gamut. Now, here's the crazy part. If you go and Google that article, it's been scrubbed from the internet for some reason. However, the guy who wrote the article, the one who wrote the article, I reached out to him. He sent me an active link so I can always get to it. But it's like, they scrubbed that off. We did an episode of HBO Real Sports. You can find every episode that they ever did. You'll see the spot when they did our episode, but the one we did, it has been scrubbed from the net. You can't watch it. So this is one of those things, like they're really
You know,
Yeah,
I'm kind of like floored at the moment because I don't know what it's been, maybe a year or two. There's a person I know here locally in Evanston where I live, and he and I were involved in like a few like youth-based activities. And he was a fighter pilot. He was an old Top Gun guy. He
mm,
fought in Desert Storm. I think he maybe even came back and fought in Iraqi Freedom, and then he became a international commercial airline pilot. And sadly, he took his own life.
yeah,
And all of us were. It did not compute. It did not. And then just hearing you speak to that, it makes me wonder if he was suffering and in silence and didn't say anything to anyone. And
yeah.
wow, that's very shocking to hear that.
Actually, you had another suicide out of Evanston, Wyoming. Travis Bell.
Yeah, yeah,
He was a driver. Matter of fact, he recruited me for his team, and he never came back from his head injury. And he wound up, taking his life. Remember, I spoke to his wife a couple of years ago, and she reminded me of a story. We were about to race one time. I was racing with another team. He was there, and he walked up and I think he slapped me on the butt or on the helmet or something, and I got mad. Like, hey man, don't mess with the head, man. Like,
yeah.
I'm racing. I'm focused on my race, and he did that. And I was like, no, like, but yeah, he was a nice guy though. But he took his life as well. So
How? I mean, I look. This is kind of a morbid, part of the conversation, but I think it's also
yeah.
very important to address these. How common is suicide within your sport, or by extension, winter sports specifically? It seems like there's more and more head injuries involved in winter sports, whether it's the event that you were involved in,
Yeah,
jumping, moguling, downhill.
yeah. Well,
And obviously the that doesn't look well for the sport. So these stories kind of, just like you mentioned, get scrubbed, disappeared. But for just a layman like me, I mean, how common is it?
extremely common. Extremely common. I know about 4 American suicides, but once we started talking, then I started getting those private messages. People were calling me, reaching out, and say, "Hey, I tried to take my life too. Hey, me too. Hey, me too." It was just so many, and I was like, "Whoa!" And the truth is, I was in the same place.
I was just
Like,
going to ask. I mean, did you?
oh man, I was praying for death every day.
Yeah.
But because I was a counselor, I knew the damage it did to the family, people you leave behind.
Mhm.
So I made a deal with God. God, I don't want to destroy my family, even with that trauma. But if you take me in my sleep, it'll be okay. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
every night praying for death, praying for death, praying for death.
You
You
know,
know,
that's kind of what it was like at the end of my drinking. Like, I couldn't quit. Um,
mm,
but yeah, it would be the thing at night. Like, if I don't wake up in the morning, I'm totally okay with this. Like
yeah.
maybe it's just better for everybody. And that's a really awful place to be. So when did you? When
My
did it?
actually my driver he took
Yeah.
his life at the
Shit.
Olympic Training Center with
What?
alcohol and pills. Yes, Stephen Holcomb. I was his brakeman in the 2003 World Championship. Every Olympic medal won since 2003 was him. He took his life in 2018 at the
Jesus,
Olympic
man.
Training Center.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Well, if that wasn't a message that he tried to send. So when did you notice, and when did you notice something was different? And then once you noticed it, how quickly did these symptoms like evolve? Was it rapid, or did it just kind of like this slow like fall into it?
Well, once you in it, it's hard to tell. Like for
Yeah.
example, there were some red flags while I was racing, but I left the sport in 2007, and around 2012 is when things started to get a little bit unbearable. There was things happening that I couldn't explain.
Like what?
Man, to this day, I don't know. Like I was one of them kind of people as growing up. I kind of see things before they happen,
Yeah,
right?
me too.
So
Yeah.
I was one of those kind of people. So,
Yeah.
but during this time, I started seeing more things. Like I've never talked about this on camera to anybody before, but I started seeing more spiritual stuff, like
Mm.
spirits around and things like that, and it was getting more and more. And so one day I was going through about an AFib, right? And so I go to the hospital and the doctor's asking me these questions, right? And I saw this spirit like do something to my heart. I saw it push my heart out this far. Like nobody can tell me that didn't really happen. Like I'm thinking this happened. So I go to the doctor. They ask me. I'm being evasive because I ain't telling them that because they're gonna
Ready
tell
to
me
lock you up, throw away a
I
key.
work in a mental health facility. I know
Yeah,
what they're gonna do.
exactly.
And eventually, I said, you know what, doctors? It was an ER doctor. There was a heart specialist and the head nurse at that hospital, the head ER nurse. I said, I'm going to give you everything you need to diagnose me crazy. And they said, what do you mean? I said, I've been having these visions since I was a kid. If I see it, it's going to happen. And he said, you have deja vu? I said, yeah, all the time. He wrote something down. He said, out of body experience? I said, yep. And I said, I'm having problems with that because I'm having a hard time getting back in. So I don't want to sleep right now. So I can sleep because you're writing that down. And I said, Doc, I know what you're thinking and you're not right. He said, what am I thinking? I said, you think I have seizures. I've never had a seizure. So he looked at the paper and the other doctor looked over this chart. He said, well, that's what I thought. But he said, we're still going to check you for it. And I said, I appreciate it. So they leave the room. This nurse comes back in and she's asking me questions. She said, I believe you, Mr. Person. When my mom died, I saw this light and she was trying to explain the light. And I was like, I said, it wasn't separate. It was one, right? She was like, yeah. She said, what does it mean? I said, well, your mom just letting you know that she was okay.
Yeah.
And she just started bawling. She said, yeah, we were fighting. I wasn't there for her and she died. And I said, yeah, she's letting you know. She said, well, how do you know? I said, because she came back from the other side, you'd be on psych meds and nobody wouldn't be able to talk you down. You'd be in trouble.
Yeah.
So she said, Miss Person, what I'm going to do when they move you upstairs, I'm going to be your personal nurse. I said, you don't have to do that. I'll be fine. She said, no, I'm going to do it. And she did. So I'm up there, right? A couple days. So the treatment for AFib is they flatline you, right?
Really?
Yeah, and
Okay.
then resuscitate you. So,
Jesus.
right.
I didn't
I'm in the
know
hospital.
that.
This is about to go down any day now. Like,
Oh my God. Okay.
so one day the nurse comes back in. She's like, Mr. Person, I'm shocked. They believe you. I've never seen it written this way before. I just kind of tucked that in the back of my mind. And then a couple hours later, the doctor comes back. He said, Mr. Person, there's somebody from the government would like to talk to you. And I said, am I protected by HIPAA? They said, yeah. Well, I said, well, let's keep it that way. And they never bothered me after that. They never bothered me. But so fast
Someone
forward
from the
now,
government wanted to talk to you?
that's what they said. And so one of my family or friends was there with me. So it's not like I wasn't, somebody was there with me when this happened. So it wasn't like it was
Dude.
a secret note that they passed me that disintegrated. Like they weren't trying to hide this thing.
Was it like the CIA? Were you like the next Jason Bourne? Wow,
I think
that's
I know what they were up to, but
okay.
I don't
We don't
I
need to.
don't know,
Yeah,
and I don't want
yeah,
to put out some
yeah.
crazy
Right.
stuff. But yeah, I think I know what they're up to though. But
Okay. Okay.
yeah, so yeah, that happened. So fast forward, we filed this case. I'm thinking about all these things that could have been brain related. Maybe I was hallucinating. Maybe I wasn't seeing what I thought I was seeing. So my lawyers pulled medical reports, and the bottom of my medical report it actually mentions ESP, which is ridiculous. Like it's in my medical reports now, which is crazy, man. So
So you're
I,
a full blown clairvoyant?
yeah, I think I've been like this since I was a kid, but
Wow.
it was evolving. It was evolving.
Yeah.
There was more
Okay.
stuff, and
Okay.
like I think that's probably why I was 28 years old with a treatment facility for people who weren't much younger than me. Like they were. I wasn't more than 10 years older than any of these kids. Here I am running the facility. They live in my program in Provo, Utah, which is great. But I've always been that guy. But so to this day, I don't know if I'm a clairvoyant or if I'm batshit crazy. Which one is it? I don't know.
I mean, they're both kind of cool.
Yeah, it's both kind of cool. But it saved so many lives over the years. It saved so many. And I used to think that like when I was seeing these certain things, like I see it and I speak about it and it happened. A lot of times I'd be dead. So I thought I was causing it as a young kid. So I thought I was just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I have that stuff in my head all the time. I don't ever talk about it because it wigs people out. But yeah, it's what I
Yeah.
dream about. When I'm dreaming, I'm watching myself dream, knowing that I'm watching myself
Yeah.
dream. And it's like, it's so wild.
Which
Like, oh,
means you can leave your body.
yeah, no, it happens all the time. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I do that all the time. It's like a nightly occurrence for me. Has been since, yeah, as far back as I can remember. So when so you have this I don't know, this episode, I guess we can call it. And was that the moment where you decided that you wanted to pursue doing something about bringing awareness to athletes and CTE? What happened? How'd you
No,
get there?
like when you're going through this stuff, you don't really know what you're going through. You don't know what's real and what's not real. And I had no idea any of my stuff was related to sliding. I got to the point where like I couldn't get out of the bed, like, and
Just just like
yeah,
pain, or just like the depression, the
no,
heaviness, just like I'm not doing
no,
this
not
today.
depressed, not depressed, not tired. I just couldn't. It looked like low blood sugar.
Oh, okay.
So I thought I was becoming diabetic. So what I would do every night before I went to bed, I'd get a thermos of coffee or a bottle of Coca-Cola, put it on a nightstand. And then when I wake up, I'll take a sip, start to wake up. If I didn't have it, I wasn't getting out of bed till 3 p.m. the next day. And then once I wake up, I never knew what the days were. I had to figure out what day it is. And then once I figure out the day, I got to figure out what month are we in. I was stuck like in a loop. So every day I thought it was January or August. Every single day, it was the same thing over and over. And
That's maddening.
I still didn't think it was sliding related. I thought I had diabetes. But doctors have been checking me for years, like, no, you don't have. I'm like, your tests are wrong. Can you just
Yeah.
give me my insulin, please? Like,
Yeah.
get this out the way.
Yeah.
And but they were right. I didn't have diabetes, man. It wasn't. And what really got me was about time just kept moving forward. And I had one of my teammates. He wanted to be a writer. And so when I left Team USA, I moved to LA, and I was writing, and he would call me with these ideas. They were so weird, man. I was like, man, that could be a really good movie. Never seen anything like that before. And the truth is, I'm just connecting these dots like over the last couple, 2, 3 weeks. This was prior to COVID, and I'm just now connecting the dots. His mind started to slip. It wasn't what he was writing, it wasn't creative writing at all. His mind was gone. And because the next time he called me, he was speaking some kind of weird gibberish.
Mm.
And I didn't understand it. So I'm thinking, so he got so frustrated, man. He just, he hung up the phone. And every day I told myself to get him some help. And I said that to myself every day until I got a phone call. I don't know if I got a phone call or if I saw it on TV, but he went to his family's factory and he hung himself. And he's a two-time Olympian, really, really nice guy. And it's kind of like it was out there in front of the world. Now we doing memorial calls. I didn't get on that memorial call with him because I thought I was responsible because I told myself to help him. Mental health is my background. And here go my friend suffering, and I didn't do anything. And eventually his autopsy came out. He was in stage 4. And I was told his brain is worse than any athlete they've ever seen, especially the NFL guys. It was worse than Junior Seau. He was in stage 4.
Yeah.
And so that happened. And so I kind of started to forgive myself because I knew I couldn't have helped him.
Yeah. You can't at that point.
Yeah. But the biggest part of that was I didn't really forgive myself until I realized, like, when I called myself helping him, I had already taken the mattress off my bed in the bedroom and I put it in my living room on the floor because it was the shortest distance between the kitchen, bathroom, and front door. I was living on the floor, struggling and suffering. And here I am trying to help this other guy. I couldn't help him because I needed help.
Yeah.
And then here's the icing on the cake is here. My girlfriend, I have a girlfriend. We live together in California.
Okay.
I bought a little house in the Midwest during COVID, and I would go back there for peace. It was my death house. I knew something was wrong. I was getting lost in my own neighborhood. I'm cloudy every day. I'm just a mess. So, and when I was walking, and like if you look at the ground in front of me, it was look like the ground was doing this all the time. Like this green grass is doing it, this concrete is doing this. And you have days when the vertigo kicks in, the migraines kick in. And so like, I'm just praying for death. So that was my death house. So let me back up 1 second. I was in LA. My girlfriend has a loving family. That's nice as I can put it. They talk on the phone all the time, right? And they were killing me, man. Like I was like, oh, this noise. Like, why? Just you know, and I told my girl, we might have to break up. So I went to the lake house to get away, right? So when I was there, this letter shows up. I don't know who sent it to me. I don't remember, but it was called Sledhead, written by it was Matthew Ferdinand from the New York Times. And it literally outlined all the symptoms my teammates had before they committed suicide and the ones that are still living, like with Parkinson's and seizures and stuff like that, strokes. And so I read the article and I get on my knees and thank God all the symptoms miss me, right? I sent an article to my girlfriend. She circled some stuff. And first thing I saw in that paper was noise sensitivity. And that was the reason that I was there in the first place. And I'm thinking, oh my God, now this thing has a name. Now I know what this is. And then that's when I start fighting, you know. And I think right as that happened, that's about the time when Pablo's autopsy report showed up about him having stage 4. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, I know what this is now. And then you couldn't stop me from talking about it and just trying to get help for everybody.
So give me just kind of a general breakdown then on how you manage this. I mean, what's a day-to-day management for this like for you?
Well, back then, some days I just don't know.
Yeah.
Like a lot of days I didn't have TV on, I didn't have radio on. I don't know what I did on some days other than be in that apartment. Um, I, man, I don't really. One thing that helped save me is like when I was about 11, 12 years old, one of my neighbors committed suicide. He was away at college. He came home and he committed suicide. And I saw how it affected his family, right? And then I worked in mental health and I saw, how suicide affected some of those families. And so I didn't want to leave that burden on my family. So I made a deal with God. I was like, God, you can take me in my sleep. It won't be as rough as, if I took my own life. And so please, can we just, let's get this out the way now.
Yes, that's just, yeah.
So every day I woke up, I was like, okay, maybe I'm going to die tomorrow. Maybe it's going to be tomorrow. You're going to let me, because I was so weak. I couldn't get off that ground on many days. And man, I just prayer, man. I was just praying. But my prayers weren't to help me at this point. My prayers was to get me out of here.
Yeah.
But it was something that I had this little saying that I taught hundreds of people. And like, I tell people all the time, if it's a good idea to die today, it'll be a good idea tomorrow. So today, Monday, so now it's Tuesday. I'm still having a bad day. So it's a good idea to kill myself today, and tomorrow will be now I move to Wednesday. So I just kept repeating that. Like in my head, it was on loop. But I think a lot of people are killing themselves because when your head is stuck in that loop, what's in that loop that you're hearing? For me, I was hearing, kill yourself, die, 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 die.
Yeah.
So like if I had a good day,
you were still thinking about it.
No, my brain would tell me, oh, wow, this is a good day to die. It's a beautiful day. Like this is,
Yeah,
so
no, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's anyway, that's a very clear way of explaining what that's like to people that have no idea. It's like, yeah, even if it's a beautiful day outside, you're like, oh, it's an awesome day. It's a great day to die.
Yeah.
And that's what suicidal ideation can be like for a lot of people.
Now flip that one more time for our military guys. Now,
yes,
they have the same issue, right?
Yes.
But now they're the best killers in the world.
Yep.
So you go back to what you know. Now, instead of them saying suicide, maybe they're saying kill somebody.
Yeah.
So I put a video out. There was a mass shooting in New York. A guy left a suicide note saying he had CTE.
For the NFL.
My phone was going crazy that day. So I made a video for social media.
Yeah, I watched it.
Yeah. Oh, you saw that one?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you see? I said there's a wave of military murders coming, and we just got to get ahead of this thing. I said it on that video. I said it the next day to the judge, and I said it on the courthouse steps after that. So the following week, the guy goes into, I think it was Montana or Idaho. It was a veteran, went in and shot up.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. It was Anaconda, Montana. Yeah, outside of Butte. Yeah, goes into the local tavern.
Yeah. He went in the woods and they found him a week later.
Yeah.
Like, couldn't even find him. Like,
yeah. Of course. Yeah. I mean,
next week, the guy went on a military base. He shot up his people on a military base. And then last Sunday, a veteran shot up that church. And I think it was a Minnesota Mormon church.
Yeah, right.
He burned up one part and he shot up the other part.
Drove into
so
it,
after
set it
they
on fire.
stopped him, they were still missing 5 or 6 people. They believe had died in the fire in there. I
Yeah.
didn't go back and check and see, but this is what you're dealing with, like, and so
And that's where it's coming from.
yeah,
Is this brain damage? It's
yeah,
nothing more, nothing less than that. It's this brain damage that people receive from. I mean, in the military, the amount of shock, trauma, that
yeah,
jarring
yeah,
experience that you have. I mean, it is as effective, if not more, than just banging your head against the wall over
yeah,
and over and over again. And people do not, we don't talk about that. We do not talk about that.
yeah.
Um, and that's why you doing what you're doing is so incredibly brave and important. So did you meet Joe Namath?
Not yet. I've called his people.
Okay.
I called his
Okay.
people though.
You have, so does he use the same treatment that you do? Is that how you,
I found it from him. Yeah.
so what the hell is it?
Okay. Now check this. I just found the video
Okay.
from my very first treatment.
Okay.
And I'm inside this machine. I'm making a video for my family. And it's so dark and morbid, man. It's like, this is it. This is the last thing I can try. I nothing else. But I'm telling you, I didn't think it was going to work. He left these videos saying he tried hyperbaric and it reversed his CTE symptoms. But he never told us what his symptoms were
Right.
and how it helped. He didn't give me no details at all. So I'm researching up and down. I said, well, I got to try it. There's nothing else for me to try. So this place in Orange County, California, let me come try it. And so I'm in that thing. I can't make this up, guys. I'm in it for 1 hour, 1 hour. So I get out, and these glasses are slightly tinted because I'm sensitive to lights now. So I put my glasses on a few times. I keep taking them off. And that salesman come over, and he's like, what's wrong? I said, I don't think I need my glasses right now. And he was like, oh, you one of those. And I'm like, okay, here come that salesman. He's gonna get
Yeah.
me. Yeah. Yeah. Remember, I just bought a house, so I don't have $20,000 laying around.
Right.
So he's like, some people get immediate relief, and some people need like 2 sessions per day for 30 days to get the same type of relief. So he was right, man. Like everything, it's like I was walking around in 3D, and like I was like, whoa.
Like seeing the world for the first time.
Yeah, I realized I hadn't seen the beauty in anything in a long, long time. Like, and so my question for you: do you want the PG version or do you want the?
Oh, dude, this is let it rip, man. Yeah,
Okay,
this is not a PG show.
all right. So I get home that night, right? I get home, I fall asleep about it's probably about 7 o'clock. I'm on the couch sleeping.
Okay.
Like I'm knocked out. I'm in coma sleep.
Yeah.
I wake up with one of the migraines that I get here and there, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I did something wrong. This migraine is here. Is probably gonna kill me. Like this is awful. But the crazy part about that migraine is I had an erection with it.
Yeah.
Like nobody gets a migraine and say, hey, let's go have love,
Let's
make love, or yeah. Nobody does that. Like
let's slice a little off now.
yeah. You like, no, you go in the other room. I don't want to smell your perfume. Just give me a dark. That's what you really feel like. No sensitivity. You don't want nobody touch your skin.
Yeah.
And so it's 9 o'clock. I wake up with this migraine and an erection. I'm thinking, okay, maybe it did something bad, but it's doing something different because I got an erection. Like that's not.
Yeah.
So midnight, I got erection from 9 o'clock to midnight.
Jesus.
Right. It gets worse. I go to sleep at midnight, get into bed, I wake up at 8 in the morning. That concussion goes, it's almost gone. I'm sorry, the migraine is almost gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that erection is still there. And I'm thinking, whoa, what the? And yeah, and so over the next few hours, my cloudiness that I had for so long was gone. And I was thinking, my God, this thing worked. I'm thinking, okay, maybe it was a placebo. Maybe I just wanted to work,
Yeah, right.
They let me come back the next week. I was toward the end of that week, did it again. Now, cloudiness going for 9 days. So this thing is real. It's working. Like now I need this machine now. I need this machine. And so that's one reason why I'm trying to do the fundraiser. Hyperbaric oxygen is not cheap.
Right.
It's not cheap. And so I need the money to buy the machines and just open my doors and let people come through it and just.
What do you know? What is it about the treatment that has this positive effect? I mean, give me like the quick breakdown of what the hell a hyperbolic chamber is anyway. I mean, is it just like air pressure in a tube essentially?
What it is you're in this tube and it pressurizes. So it makes your body believe it's like, I think it's 7 to 9 feet underwater.
Okay.
At that point, your blood is more like a gas.
Hmm.
So it can get through all the blockages and it goes everywhere. It oxygenates every cell in your body. It sends oxygen everywhere. So for people who have cancer, they say cancer can't survive in oxygenated environments. The new doctors are putting them through there now. Before of course, they wouldn't do that, but now, yeah. And so it just allows the blood to go where it needs to, and it's just a game changer. It's a
That's
game changer.
that's amazing. So how can people find this fundraiser that you have started? And how
Well,
much are you looking to raise?
the truth is, like, my original goal was to do it at I took a home I bought in the Midwest. It's
Hmm.
really a little small lake house. I had planned on getting equipment put there,
Yeah.
bringing my equipment there, and just let people come through. But then some people were talking to me. It's like, if you do partnerships, you can reach more people. Because
Right.
at my little house there, I got like 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I can host 2 people.
Right.
That's 2 people per day. I mean, it'll take me forever to treat people.
Hmm.
But my dad just retired. He has a roofing company. He's about to sell that building. I'm saying, hold up, Dad, time out.
Yeah.
Don't sell that building. This building is so big, it's got 3 addresses on it.
Oh shit.
So,
Right. Yeah.
so I try to get a chamber that seats 4. Let's say I'm open only 8 hours a day. That's 32 people per day we can put through there. It's a numbers game, and then it's such a simple thing, and it works so quick. Like all these mass shootings we're getting into, and these people struggling with this stuff, these suicides. It's Everybody can get help. It's just not necessary to but you just have to know it's there. But nobody's talking about it.
Right. Nobody's talking about it.
Yeah,
Do you have where actually well I've got a lot of your social media handles. I'll put that in the episode so anybody
yeah.
that's listening right now can go into those notes and find that and find you. What else are you up to right now where people can, pay attention, try and find, your name, your stories,
Yeah.
what you're talking about? Do you have anything new coming up that you're going to be out there doing?
Well, all of my social media is the same. It's one man with a chamber. One man with a chamber. If you have problems with, uh, say, your loved one is struggling with these issues, you have to find me. Don't even try to send your loved one over there yet, because this thing only works because, like, every athlete I know, we all said the same thing. Oh no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're flying off the handle. Each one of them who just committed suicide or did something, everybody who loves them said the same thing. They were all of a sudden not acting like themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see that happening and the doctors can't figure out what it is, more than likely there was an undiagnosed concussion. That I've seen it over and over and over. Because they don't treat concussions. Like for me, I had my first crash in St. Moritz, Switzerland, and like one of my guys was knocked out. I had vertigo. Our treatment was they sent us back to the hotel and told us to watch each other, make sure we didn't go to sleep.
Yeah. Don't drink.
They didn't even say that.
Oh, yeah, it was don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. That was the thing. Make sure they don't go to sleep. Yeah.
So how can I make this guy? I can't even sit up in bed without the room spinning, and he's knocked unconscious. He's barely awake. We couldn't watch each other, but that's the treatment everybody gets for concussion. And so I've been in sports since I was from 11 to I retired at 36. Every time you have any injury, there's a treatment plan. You got ice, then stem, then heat, or rice, or whatever you might want to do. Right.
Yep.
Right. Then you go to ultrasound, stem, and then you get the scar tissue. Then they give you this towel and tell you to bite this towel where they dig into that muscle with the elbow until you can cry,
Yeah.
But the most important thing in your body is your brain, they tell you don't do anything.
Yeah.
And so we all have that same thing. And I believe what happens is when you start getting those problems, whether it's once or twice, your the blood stops going to those areas to protect itself.
Yeah. It deadens it essentially. Yeah.
Yeah. So now that you're in a hyperbaric, it puts it back and you wake up. You're like, oh. And that's really what it is.
Yeah, it's it damages impulse control, a lot of that. So people like
Yeah.
that erratic behavior you spoke about, like the
Yeah.
impulse to be angry, the impulse to do really dangerous stuff that's not like them, or, get into
Yeah.
substance abuse, or, really nasty behavior. It's because they have a head injury.
Yeah.
And, it's not, we got to reframe the stigma around the conversations around our brains, our head injuries.
Yeah.
Somebody might be acting crazy. That doesn't mean that they're just some crazy son of a bitch. Look at him go. It's like,
Yeah.
there's a reason why, man. Maybe you should keep an eye on them and see if there's a way to get them help. But then on the other side of that same coin is that the help is not there. But
Help is not there.
it's not. And that's where you're coming in.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic. I mean, any option available will help so many people. So I commend
Yeah.
you, man. Good work. I've really enjoyed talking with you. This is a really important conversation. Any way that I can help, spread the word from here on out, you just let me know, because,
Yeah.
someone who's had their fair share of head injuries, it gets a little crazy some days. So
Well,
I
actually, I was waiting on
understanding.
us to get there because actually something that you said to me earlier,
Yeah.
it strikes a chord. Um, and actually, what you're doing is so important because when you have CTE, okay, we know about the people who commit suicide.
Yes.
The other ones that we don't see, like if you look at our prison system, they said 60% of people in there have untreated head injuries, like, right? So because we already know they don't treat them, so you do these weird things. Of course, eventually you're going to fall through the cracks, and the system's going to get you. However, if those things don't get you, what you're doing, what talking about like substance abuse, that's what takes you off. The self-medicating part, the people that I've seen die from Canada over in Europe, it's because they were using alcohol to feel better.
Yeah, it's the cope. It's
It's the
it's
cope.
it's how
Yeah.
you have to cope. And thank you for saying that, because that is a huge part of it too. It's like a lot of addiction to substances is related to coping to something. And it's pretty, it offers a simpler understanding if you say, hey, I had these experiences in my life that left me feeling a certain way, and I didn't know what to do with these emotions. So when I found drugs or alcohol or addictive behaviors, that soothed those feelings, that allowed me to cope. But
Yeah.
when you go around saying, like, my head is saying funny things to me, and
Yeah.
and the only thing that seems to quiet your brain is just sitting at home drinking an entire case of beer in front of the football game.
Yeah.
um People don't understand that. And it's so common. Like, head injuries for people, like, you would be surprised what would actually cause damage to your brain. It's not like falling and getting blackout unconscious, right? You could bonk your, I mean, shoot, I forgot even who it was. There was a TV actor, like a TV dad, bonked his head one night, and he was sitting in bed, fell asleep, and he died because he just bonked his head. Timed it
Yeah.
right spot, brain bleed, out.
Yeah.
So when people
Yeah.
are talking about, my head is a mess, and people that don't even think that a head injury was even an option for them, they're like, well, they're not, they're in academia. They don't have head injuries. Well, they wouldn't know a football if it literally hit them in the head. It's like, well,
Yeah.
maybe they bunked their head really hard one day and they were never the same since then. And now they have this addiction issue. Like, allow some grace for these things, right? And using your name and your platform and your experience is really, really important to get these messages out for people, because someone like you, with your experiences, not only as an athlete, but now as an advocate for CTE, like, it's a perfect combination for people to pay attention. And that's why I do what I do and try and be kind of like wild
Yeah.
and darkly funny about it, because it's like, I have to laugh at the stuff that I've gone through. And maybe by me laughing and telling these really wild stories, that'll get your attention and you'll listen to it.
Yeah,
Anyway, well, again, William, dude, good on you, man. Like, I'm sorry that you're dealing with that shit, but you're dealing with it and you're doing something positive with it, which is incredibly powerful and very commendable. So
I appreciate it. Well, I really had to. I realized that the Olympic team they weren't going to help us, and they don't want to help us. So I had to turn that corner. Like I found something that helped me. Like so many people on my TikTok channel are finding me. Like, thank you so much. You saved lives. And I don't take the credit, man. I give it all back to Joe Namath because without him, like I wouldn't be here.
Broadway Joe,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I one time I called his people, right? And I left these messages for him. And I talked to his foundation one day, and he got the message, and he sent a message to me, said, ask him what does he need? Send it to me in writing so we can,
Yeah.
I was like, what do I need? What? You gave me life back, man. Like, I don't need anything. I'm just grateful. I want you to know the work you've done is noticed, and thank you.
And
Please don't stop it,
don't. And that's
But
the
he
thing.
stopped. So now I have to pick it up,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
It's your mission now, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go onward, go forward. Well, again, thank you for the time, man. This has been awesome. I really, really appreciate it. It's been really great to talk to you and get to know you. And hopefully we'll do it again. All right.
Absolutely.
All right. And there you have it, me and William Person. Great dude, great conversation. And I'm really hoping and making a big push on his behalf so we can get people aware of and access to this treatment. It's not cheap, but the more people know about it, the more money he can raise and the more beds that he can finance and open up a facility to provide this treatment to people. All right, I'm going to step away now, and please be safe out there. Love yourself, love your neighbor. All right, we need to calm things down a little bit. We need to take a breath and start having conversations with each other again where we're not screaming in each other's faces. All right. Give yourself a big old hug because you deserve it. All right. Be kind and loving to yourself. Be kind and loving to your neighbor. But just be kind and loving in general. All right. Take care of yourselves. And I got a big slate of new guests coming up. I got a busy couple of weeks. So we're going to be banking some fun episodes. And I'm really looking forward to it. So I hope you keep coming back. SoberChad.com for the sober and sobriety and recovery coaching that I provide. Chad at SoberChad.com. If you need to reach out to me, Chad at SoberChad.com. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.